Good evening, guys. Thank you for joining us. It's Darren from Jace Media Music, and I'm in conversation with country rocker, season 24 voice, top four finalist, Jacquie Roar. Jacquie, good evening or good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you. I know you're 8 hours ahead of me, so thank you for
It's
staying up
almost
late.
it's almost dinner time. Doesn't
I
matter. It
know.
doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm retired, so I don't care.
Perfect.
Yeah. So tell me all about your journey. Season 24 of The Voice. What what spurred you on to go in front of millions of people and lay bare your soul?
I was on a season cycle, I want to say 11. It's been so long. I want to say it was either cycle 11 or cycle 13 of American Idol, and I had not a very good experience. You know, not because I left early. I think it was just because I was not, first of all, not ready. I
Not
wasn't
ready
ready
for it.
as
Yeah.
a musician to be thrown to the wolves like that. And then also just like the staff and the people there were not kind. They weren't like friendly.
Wow. Wow.
And so you know, doing that, it almost made me not want to go to The Voice. But a few people that had been on the show had told me that they experienced really kind people, and it was kind of a
Yeah.
general, kind staffing. So I just kept trying out because, like, what else do I have to lose? And I would say since 2004, either 2004, 2007, I had been trying out, and finally the year of 2023 is
Wow.
when they said yes to me. So, it was a long time, and I think I tried
Yeah.
out maybe 10 times, and they said no
Wow.
every time. I would get to the 3rd stage because, you have to try out, then you have to try out, and then you have to try out, and
Yeah.
then you have to they don't just say yes and then you go on a stage. You have to do a lot of things. Um,
Some
so
random guy off the street with a guitar. Yeah, come on
Right,
in.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot of steps. They wanna make sure that you're
Yeah.
not. They also do a background check to make sure you're not crazy and violent and stuff. So,
Crazy Hills. Crazy
yeah,
Hills.
right. Um, but I would say, this was the perfect time because, I would before I had not really put any experience under my belt singing in front of people. I
Yeah.
had never really worked with a band. I hadn't done a lot of things, and now I'm in the place where I'm really strong-minded. I'm very healthy when it comes to my mentality. I'm not very experienced, but I have a lot more experience now. I could still learn
Yeah.
more, but I have a lot more experience now as an artist, and I've really honed in on my crafting, and Reba also helped with that. And I think the last thing that I needed was more confidence. And I think that's what that whole journey was about. And they did. They gave me the most confidence I've ever had in my life. So now I'm just like
Yeah.
going crazy.
Let's
I'm like,
go.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the world is my oyster, so I might as well start asking dumb questions and see what I can find out.
Absolutely. You've got to kick in some doors. You've got to go stand in front of some faces and say, "Look, here I am." I was actually just going to ask who your mentor was. So it was Reba. A friend of mine was on it. I don't know which season. Karen Waldrop, country singer.
Yeah, she's one of my friends. Our
Go.
seasons were taped together, and her and we have a curfew. You're not allowed to be out. I want to say it was either 10 or 11. We weren't allowed to be outside of our rooms. Um, and then near the end of the season, um, I asked if we could at least just be in each other's rooms, if we
Till
were still in the
that
same
time. Yeah.
hotel. But Karen and I one night, and it was the only night, and I haven't drank in a long time now, but Karen and I had, had a few drinks, and we were writing a song, and we
As you
realized it was
do.
like 4 o'clock in the morning. And the funniest thing is, the room next to us, I'm not going to say their name because they were completely after curfew coming back into their room.
Are they
And
famous now? Are they
not,
not famous? Are they
not yet. I'm
famous?
always going to say not yet.
If they were famous, we could just call them out. Doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter.
No, but you know, and Karen was so scared because she's such a goody goody. She was so scared she ran to her room without her shoes. Her shoes were left in my room. She didn't want to get in
It wasn't
trouble.
her blue cowboy boots, was it?
No, she thought it was the staff like checking on people, so she
Yeah,
like ran.
brilliant. Because I did a few bits on Karen about 18 months ago. She came to the UK and I had an interview and stuff, and I did her album and stuff like that. And it kind of seems to be that the Voice or or American Idol sometimes seems to be the way to get your foot in the door. To be lucky at that point that someone says, this is the voice we've been waiting for, or this is the look. So I guess it's all about timing, like you said at the start.
It is timing. I think if I would have gone on any other season, I don't know if I would have made it as far. I mean, we all had super unique voices on my season. And I think more than any other season, but I'm going to be biased obviously because I love everybody on my season, but you had Nene with the soul and you had Bias with like that country Willie Nelson twang and you had Steve with like the runs and you had Tom Nitty with the growl and you had Huntley with like he gargles broken glass and sings with like a freaking fire torch out of his voice, So it's like all these
Yeah,
people had all these really cool technical differences. You had Lila with like her beautiful, really like 70s, almost earthy vocals, and Lennon with his really tiny folk, like thin, beautiful voice. And it's just I can talk all day about these people. They're so talented, you know. And I love seeing what they're doing now. Ruby Lee just, opened for Clint Black and, you know, Huntley is traveling the world and got to freaking got to sing with Jelly Roll. He got to sing with Brett Michaels from Poison, So he's
yeah.
like, I get to watch my friends succeed and that's so cool. I don't know.
That's
Anyway,
that's nice that you kind of you look at other people and kind of you're on the similar path now because you've obviously done quite a lot. You've sung you've sung in the prison and stuff like that, and that that must be a cool thing that from getting to do what you did on The Voice opened the door for you to sing with some of your heroes, people you've never probably met before, and now you're doing what you love to do.
absolutely. I think that The Voice um, gave me a lot of lessons
Yeah,
in myself as an artist, and it was really a crash course of what to expect when I am that big.
yeah.
Did I think that something huge was gonna come out of it? Yes, I thought, like, all these doors were gonna open and all these people were gonna be like, "Come on in," but
Yeah,
it's not that at
here's a
all.
big
It's
bag of money. Come and
yeah.
join us, and you're like, no, it's not like that.
Not like that at all. But the opportunities are there now where I can go and prove myself. So stages have invited me and I've taken up those opportunities. And, sometimes they're for money and sometimes they're for exposure, which I hate. Um, I hate to say that because people will be like, well, you get exposure and, that doesn't exposure doesn't pay my bills. So I have to
Exactly.
pick the right
Yeah,
ones to
and
move,
and you're not being mercenary about it, but you're right. You're a singer on your own right now. You've got exposure. You've got people wanting you to come and sing and open, and you're not going to say, "Yeah, I'll come out and do it for free," or for my next KFC or my next McDonald's. Yeah, that's fine. People will go, "Oh yeah, Jackie, she does a lot of things just for McDonald's and KFC." you're an established singer in your own right, so you want to be paid for what you do.
Yeah.
Simplicity, simplicity. So
Yeah.
let's roll on to the single. What's
Yes.
all that about? Tell me, give me the insight.
Okay. This is are you talking about Free, right? Because Free just came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Okay. I know. I've been releasing back to back to back, so I'm just making sure we're on the right one. Um, Free,
This is the first single that I've been given from Anchor for yourself. So
oh,
this is
really?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well, this is the best one, I think, in my opinion.
yeah. The other ones are rubbish. This one's really good. Don't worry about the rest. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just tell that to my people. These are all rubbish. This is quite good.
No, they're all good. They're all great. I've had such a good time writing them with all the people that I wrote them with. That's the Spirit was written at Curb, and Boots in the Sand was written at Curb with some amazing people.
Yeah,
But this specific song that I released is called Free. And this is my first one that I released coming out of the writers camp that we had put together. My producer Jason Mader, Jordan Gray, who just came out with the song Amen with Shabuzi and Jelly Roll. And then you had Steve Fee, who just came out with the song Lot More Free with Max McNown. So I and my guitarist, it's Christian Pond. It's the first time we got to write together. Jesse Slack, who has a number one with
yeah,
Owen Wiggling. So I had all these people that have experience under their belts and have a resume, like a really nice resume. And I rented this beautiful house, it's kind of like a mansion in the desert. And we wrote like 2 or 3 songs a day. I cooked for everybody. We sat in the hot tub at night and just like relaxed and then was prepared for the next day. And this song came out of this writing group day day 2. End of day 2, we wrote this song. And when I heard it, when it was when it was because my producer was producing kind of the sound samples
yeah,
behind it
yeah,
before we put actual stuff on it. Man, I'm telling you, I almost cried. I was like tearing up. I had shivers all over my body like I had the flu all of a sudden. It was so good, and I'm like, this is my song. This is the one. This is the one that I think is gonna break me as an artist because it's so 100% me. I get
yeah,
to belt, I get to rock, I get to give you a little kick of country. Like, I'm the country rock diva that Reba was talking about. I'm the badass that Winona called me. Like, this is the song, you know?
yeah.
So I love this song so
That
much.
listen, the fact that you love it means that it means so much to you, which is great, and the good thing about us as reviewers and interviewers, we're very, very lucky. And obviously when next time you speak to Karen, you can tell her I said hi when
I
you next
will.
talk to her.
Yeah,
We get to hear different musicians, different styles, rock, jazz, soul, funk, blues, country. And you get people that come across your bow and you think, wow, there's something in this. For me, when country at the moment is really coming to the fore. It's it's sitting people, it's making people sit up and take notice. Country
yeah,
and country blues and country rock. So you're obviously in the right ballpark to make the Benjamins. When you do your country stuff. That's what it's all about. Um, and immediately when Colleen sent it to me, I said, normally what I do, I listen to a track, 2 tracks, and I always try and get a Zoom or a video chat because what we do as a platform, this video will go all over the world. It go to Australia, it go to Japan, it goes to Europe, it goes to America, and we get it out there and we tag it along with the song. So it's about getting you guys exposure as well. I've got a couple of friends, a girl called Audrey McLaughlin. You know her?
I've heard of her.
Yeah, a friend of mine, and
Oh,
I interviewed her 2, 3 years ago. She lives in Nashville and stuff like that, and I've got loads, and it's not all about coming around and going, I know these people. It's about trying to get the foot in the door for you guys to get a platform to get out there. So I hope that this will do that for you. I mean, what's not to like a crazy Scottish guy on a Tuesday afternoon talking to an American country star. Well, what's not to like? It's all good. It's just going to happen. I'll be famous. You'll be famous. Oh, it's
We'll
all
be
good.
famous together.
Yeah, we will. You may get more royalties than me, so you maybe have to ship some money across to Scotland because I'll be upset if you get more money than me. So. So
That's all
what's
right.
the dream for Jacquie Roar? Where do you want to see yourself?
I want to sell out stadiums. I want what Luke Combs and Lainey Wilson and I want what Morgan Wallen has. I am gonna get that.
Yeah,
It's hard work, and it's being relentless, and those are two things that I know how to do. So
uh, do what you do best. Work hard, get in people's faces, and try and make money. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, and
Are you looking forward to the 12th, to the opening? Are you? Yeah,
yes, I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff this year. I worked really hard on booking myself different things that I haven't been able to experience, which is one of the things is, we went to Wyoming probably right before The Voice, and we played at the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, and that was a really big eye opener for me because I had never experienced a crowd like that. It was like all they want to do is dance and party.
yeah.
And here, when I do a show, people usually either just like sit quietly because they're watching, like, it's almost like they're watching a movie, right? Or it's in a festival kind of theme where it's so hot that they're like zombies in a field because, it's like 114 degrees. So it was such a huge difference.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh my God, I want to experience this all over the world. I want to see what
yeah.
states do this and that. So I really pushed myself this year to book myself out of state. And so, I do have Pendleton Whiskey Fest coming up, which is a huge deal because, I've already sang with Jackson Dean and I've sang with Jelly Roll and Jamie O'Neill. And
Yeah.
I've been kind of building
Up to
these
this point, yeah, yeah,
point. So, but in August, I get to open up for Tyler Braden, who has like a number one on Sirius Highway XM right now. And I'm doing the Alaska State Fair where Billy Carrington and Wiz Khalifa are going to be playing, and we're,
yeah.
kind of ushering people in. And so it's going to be such a cool year for me to be doing these things. And I'm crossing my fingers that more opportunities are going to
Come
happen
your way, yeah,
because of these,
yeah.
like last
Absolutely.
minute, "Can you open for this person?" Heck yeah, put me on a plane. I'm on my way.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, you've got to take the opportunities when you come. Now, I say this to all of my guests: you won't have made it until you come to Glasgow. So when you open for all these kid-on cowboys and country stars, you need to then get yourself to Glasgow, start your world tour right in my hometown, and then you can go back to America. So you have to get the PR company to make that happen. Make it on the back of Roar. Ship yourself across your guitar and your £400 hot pants with your name on it. Get to Glasgow, and that'll be it. You'll be made. So you need to make that happen.
I'm ready. That I want to say that, this whole year, since I've been on The Voice, I have been my own booking agent. I have not
Right.
had any help. I haven't, I parted ways with management because I really didn't need management. I'm kind
Yeah.
of doing it all by myself. So, um, this year is the year of changing, and I'm finally allowing other people to have control of certain parts of my life so I can allow
To
some of the load.
concentrate. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to do that.
Yeah. So, I haven't announced it yet.
Oh,
Uh,
here we go. Here we go.
and the ink isn't dry yet, but
Yep.
I finally have somebody who is going to be booking for me, and I will make a
Okay.
special announcement. But because of that, I will be able to reach out to Scotland and Ireland and
Yeah.
UK and all that stuff. They just put one of the girls on the roster. She's going to be doing a UK tour. So the connections are there. And I promise I will make my way out there. I do have, I actually have fans from your area all in my TikTok comments when they like what I post, they're like, "Yeah, when are you coming here?" You know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
"As soon as I can, as soon as I get a
You
contact."
know, the Scottish people, they love like new music, they love new artists, and they love a good time. You know,
Mhm.
so the thing is that I said this to Karen when I was talking to her. You come to Scotland, and she said she came to the country on the Clyde, and we had a good old time. Having a chat and stuff. I've got circumstances that have changed, but we'll talk about that off camera. Um, but I just want to make people come to Scotland. You know, announce yourself on the world stage because Scottish people love it. There's millions of um, country stars that have came here, who are embraced by the Scottish people because they love a good old dance to get their boots on, their hat, and off they go. And I think that's what it's all about. You have to make it happen. So you need to make it happen. Get your new booking agent, get them, sort it out.
Yes, yes, I'm gonna make it happen. It's always been a dream of mine to just explore, also Europe. I really want to explore Europe. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to, I want to go to Scotland. I want to go to Ireland. I want to Airbnb a castle and just stay in there. Like I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah. Just get your people to put the money up, get it sorted.
My cat is driving me nuts right now. She just learned how to she just learned how to hop from my island to my actual counter because they're getting bigger now. They're like 12 weeks. And she's knocking down all my cards that I get from my fans. I put them on my windowsill for about a month and then I switch them out.
Yeah.
I get fan mail, so I like to display them because they make me feel
But
good.
that's
So
good though. That's good that you get that. It's good that the recognition is coming, which is great.
yeah.
And long may it continue, because obviously I think when you put yourself out there, and I think you consciously wait to see what the results are and how people like it. I did
Yeah.
a very, very good review of your single, and that's obviously why I reached out to Colleen to say, get me an interview, because you want to tell people how good it is, and and how the music kind of grabs you. So I don't know if Colleen showed it to you yet, but I'm hoping that she has. You can read it, you can tell me what you think, or I might even just send it to you. You might come back with a death threat. Who knows? You might,
No.
or you might just want to move to Scotland tomorrow. You'd be like, yeah, I want to get on a plane and come and see the big man. So who knows? But I wish you every success on the 12th,
Thank you so
opening up
much.
and doing your thing. I will obviously keep in touch with Colleen to find out your next move and the other 4 or 5 singles that aren't as good as Roar, but we can put that to the side. That's not a problem.
They're good.
We can make that
They're
happen.
good. They're just not my favorite. They're
Listen,
not my heart and soul.
you've just made it. You've just said they're not as good, but this is the bit. So
I think
it's here first.
every song is good. Just this one's my favorite because my heart and soul is on the
Yeah,
platter there.
and that's
I
what you
just
want. That's what you want.
yeah.
But listen, it's been great to catch up with you. I know it's early, so please enjoy the 12th. Get those cats sorted, throw them out, put them in a
Yeah.
bag, and toss them
Oh,
out.
see what she's doing. She was getting a fly for me. She's so
Well,
sweet.
eating the flies, keeping the house clean. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Keep in touch. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know when you're going to come to Scotland, and
Yes.
we can hopefully catch up and grab a beer and stuff like that. So
You just say when, I'll be there.
excellent. Listen, have a great time on the 12th. Enjoy yourself. Keep in touch, and we will speak to you soon.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you for having me.
This is Darren from Jace Media Music in conversation about 5 singles that are rubbish, 1 single that's really good, and opening a big show on the 12th and getting
Yes.
our £400 pants over to Scotland.
Oh, and pray that I get to sing with Kojo. That would be a dream.
Well, let's hope so. Rock on, and we will see you soon.
Okay, thanks, Darren.